Seltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We are currently live in over 300 stores in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Outer Banks in North Carolina. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, everybody, bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. Coming at you a little early today here. See some little dickhead in the chat. What does he say? I'm Old Greg. It's a great username. I actually like that. I'm Old Greg, you know?
What does that mean?
It means the scaly manfish.
Yeah, dude, he means I'm Old Greg. That's
As
it.
close to Bailey's as you can get.
I'm Old Greg,
Drink it
nothing
out of a
more.
shoe?
Nothing
Is there
more.
something happening here that I don't know about, or you guys just making shit up?
No, but if you were 60 years old and you went just by I'm Old Dan, you'd be like, oh, all right, there's Old Dan again.
I feel like old Greg implies that there's a young Greg.
There used to be.
And I like the
When he grew up.
I like the Middle English version of that better, where they said big and small, or
Okay.
I'm sorry, great and small.
Great and small.
So it would be Great John, and Small John would be his son if it was John Jr.
I don't like that. That implies midgets to me.
No, but that doesn't matter.
Small people
Small,
freak me out.
it's well, yeah, I don't like them either, and I don't want them around me.
Me neither. So if somebody said, oh, hey, I'm Small Greg, I'd be like, get that fucking guy out of my face.
Well, I'm sure there's a compromise there.
This is old Greg.
Words
the old
don't
Greg.
words don't mean anything that they used to mean anymore. As a matter of fact, Bob, can you go to like the Merriam-Webster dictionary and look up the word literally? I'm just curious.
Look up the word what?
Literally. By the way, so I'm Old Greg says that they're going early today because they've got to go up to see Ohio State get beat by Notre Dame. No, friends. No. It hasn't happened since 1936. It ain't happening this weekend either. But come on out and join us. Bob, I just texted you the photo of the tailgates of where we will be at. I'm going to read it off my phone here. I hope I don't fuck up your name, Patrick. I just talked to you. Patrick Lindstrom was kind enough to put the tailgate together. Every city we go to, Drinkin' Bros are always there throwing tailgates and all that other stuff for us, and we're greatly appreciative of him. Pop up the pic of the tailgate. That is where we'll be. Join us if you were in the area for Notre Dame versus Ohio State. We will get there right around noon on Saturday, and then kickoff is I think 7 or
Here's
something
what I'll
like that.
say about that. Lindstrom, that's a Swedish name, right?
Yeah. He looks like a Swedish man.
He's
been here.
They were neutral in World War II. They didn't take a side.
What do you think? I
I think not taking a side is taking a side.
There it is.
You know?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a conversation about that. You and I. 'Cause I don't want to see you wearing any back-to-back World War champions shirts, motherfucker, or any of that stuff. Actually, Sweden is dope. They have, I talked about this on the show before, but when you serve in the armed forces there, and it's compulsory service, everybody has to serve in some way or another, you get to take your rifle and gear home with you.
Oh, fuck.
You're on
That's
ready.
dope.
You're on ready reserve, basically. And it, what reminded me of that is the police in Israel put out a notice this week that for Yom Kippur, Israeli citizens should all go out in public pack and heat.
No
They
shit.
told them to carry guns when they're in public.
I saw the T-shirts that just said "Keep kipping," dude, and so that was that's for Yom Kippur.
Do you know what Yom Kippur is?
It's a Jewish holiday. It's a celebration of life and dance.
No.
No, that's true.
It's the day when you get all your sins forgiven, I guess, for the year.
Oh, great!
It's like a day of atonement
yeah.
and repentance. It's the last of the 10 days of repentance, but it's like a 2-day thing.
2-day vacay.
Yeah, so you do it's like a mini Ramadan almost. You fast during the day and stuff, and then get fucking blitzed on food and booze at night. Well, that's how I've historically celebrated. I don't think you're supposed to get drunk, but
okay.
If you go all day without eating and then have steaks at night, then how am I not supposed to drink with that?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I
Don't drag me down.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't tread on me, bro. I get it.
Yeah. So it's like
I get
it's a snake, but instead of the segments of the 13 colonies, the snake is snorting a huge rail of cocaine off a fucking bar table.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. I think that's a better flag than we've got right now.
Yeah, we'll change it. We'll look into changing it. But Patrick, thank you for having us. Big Dick Danoff and those guys are come on out as well. Should be a rager. Now, two things I want to bring up to D'Anthony because he wasn't in the studio earlier for Ross Patterson Revolution. Bob did pull up that it is a no booze stadium, so we'll be bringing in our own, which is a thing.
Bringing in our own, is it? It's like a BYOB. It's like a shitty strip club in the South. Or you can't. You're not technically allowed to bring booze in.
No, you're not allowed to bring booze in. They don't serve there, so we're gonna have to airplane bottle it up with the socks. Or
I'm not gonna do all that.
Really?
What I'll probably do is drugs.
Oh, okay, cool. Makes
Which
sense.
is nice because we got to drive back to Chicago after the game, anyways.
Yeah.
So I'll be
Yeah.
just humming. My ears will be ringing. I'll be so high, my ears are ringing.
You'll be where you need to be.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine because everybody's vaping and whatever. They never check for any of that shit.
Oh, I'm not talking about those kind of drugs. Although I could bring some DMT, I guess.
Do whatever you want.
That would be interesting to be prostrate.
Well, can
during a
I?
football game.
So here's the second thing we learned about Notre Dame today. So obviously the entire world is descending upon this tiny little town for the game and all that stuff. It's one of the biggest games they've had in like 30 years there. With that, they're handing out Coldplay bracelets that light up.
Oh, for like
It's going to be like a green out.
to do like what the fucking UCF people do with the camera phone.
Yes, but
Turn the
these are
light on.
permanent. So it's a bracelet, and then it'll light up for you, I guess, when Notre Dame scores.
Oh, okay. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to wear a fucking device that somebody else controls. Sorry, Notre Dame. You're not going to inject me with your Catholic bullshit. I am a Protestant, goddammit, and
You
I'm
get
not
the
going to.
bracelet, and then you're locked in for life.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
You're all of a sudden a Catholic.
You got to read the fine print on that shit. It's like Apple. Whenever you fucking agree to Apple's bullshit, it's like, oh, by the way, now you're fucking
Read
Catholic.
the terms of
Yeah.
service.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
You're
they're
not getting
going
me,
to
bitch.
change you. They're going to change you.
I'm very suspicious.
Yeah, so they're doing like drone shots and all that stuff from the stadium. Big deal for them. They're doing all green jerseys. They're doing a green out in the stadium.
Do they have a Nike deal as well?
They do, yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't bring anything green. I guess I'll have to buy some Notre Dame shit while I'm there.
Yeah, well, it's got to be green. So they're not doing blue. I guess they only do like these green uniforms
Well, they've got
once every 10 or 15 years.
One of them is dark navy and like silver, right?
Correct. Yep.
And then
the
this
Rudy
one is- yeah.
And then this one is green. And so I guess they do it like, I don't know, once every 10 or 15 years. This
Bob,
is
can
the
you
game
pull up
they're
a
doing
picture of that? Does it look like the old school Packers brown uniforms? with
And
just-
so
the
Joe
block.
Montana, I saw a pic of Joe Montana earlier this morning, Bob, wearing the green jersey.
This is a
for Notre
leprechaun
Dame.
outfit.
There it
This is what you see a Keebler elf in.
Well, that's their mascot. They're the leprechauns.
It's appropriative, Ross.
I like it. It's fine.
It's appropriative of all my men who are living in trees.
It's fine. But if you were gambling out there, just know that apparently they have never won in green jerseys.
Oh, this is and it's gold shorts.
Yeah.
Do they have a Nike deal too, Delco? Or
They
is
do,
it-
yeah. No, I'm sorry. They just switched
it's not
to Under Armour. They're actually Under Armour.
So one of my friends, Emily, she's an Oregon grad, and she's got all the like every shoe, every jersey that comes out for the year. She
Yeah.
just buys them all. Or she's a alumni, so she may get it for free. I don't know how they do it there, but
Don't they have a new jersey every game? Like that's the Prefontaine school. That's the
No, they do.
That's,
yeah.
that's Oregon. You're talking
yeah,
about
Oregon does
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
but
so
I don't think
This is Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is just one special game for the year.
Yep.
And then they have their home and away.
Correct. Yeah, it's always that blue, blue and white, and then their one special game they wear the green jerseys.
Oregon
for.
must make a fucking fortune.
Tons, dude.
They print
Tons.
money.
Like it's how much those jerseys are what $150 each.
I read the article this morning. They were talking about how much money you can make off of this shit, and I guess Notre Dame only does it like once every 10 years or something. But for Oregon, those motherfuckers switch jerseys every goddamn game.
They do, right?
Nuts.
They have a different one, like literally every game. I think. Do they wear the same one twice?
Phil Knight actually went to Oregon. He's the biggest donor booster to Oregon, all that stuff, and
yeah. But there's no way that ordering jerseys,
there, right?
There's no way that ordering jerseys for 81 guys. That's how many people are on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they're just on the sideline, not with pads, just on the sideline, so you get everybody one. That's still not that much money.
No.
Production-wise, because they probably cost about $35 to make.
Right. And then they'll put them up online. So.
But then you sell like fucking 20,000.
Oh, yeah.
Each time you do it, that's 20,000 times 11 games times $150.
A lot of quiche.
Fuck out of here, man.
also
Why doesn't every team do this? I don't
know.
understand.
Because of tradition.
Because they're not creative? Fuck tradition.
Because
Money,
of tradition,
bitch.
a lot of people don't do it, but Oregon was the first one to kind of start that trend.
Money over everything.
I know.
Somebody said that.
I know.
I believe that was Birdman.
Even Ohio State does it once a year. And they'll tell you in advance so you can buy the jerseys and make all the money and do all that shit. But it should be fun. Join us. We will be exactly in that stadium a lot there. Come and find us. There'll be a bunch of us there. We're looking forward to raging with you guys. And for the rest of you guys partying around the country, we're talking about this on sports this week on Drinkin' Bros Sports. There's so many great games. Ole Miss is at Alabama this weekend. What a fucking party that's going to be. Head on into that Shell station on 1405 University Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Buy some Hard AF Seltzer before going in there. Tons of awesome games here, so cheers to wherever you guys are at. Hopefully you'll be drinking Hard AF Seltzers. We're not available in Indiana yet, so we won't have them with us at the game.
It wasn't Hannibal Buress that said that, although he did say that in one of his stand-up sets. That's a quote, goddammit, from a fucking rapper.
Who is?
Money over everything.
Oh, okay.
That's
I didn't know.
Birdman. It's not...
I didn't.
Anyway.
Who said it was Hannibal
Oh,
Buress?
no, Sarah.
Somebody in the chat?
Sarah in the chat. She's real close to getting booted out of this fucking room.
Sarah, if you keep telling lies there,
That's one thing.
like liars.
That's one thing we will not tolerate.
Is liars.
Liars, especially about hippie hop.
Yeah, dude.
What's it called?
Hip
hop.
Hip hop. Dang it.
And you don't stop.
Also, before we get started here, one of the top stories that your boy, General Milley, is retiring. I've got a million DMs, and they all want me to ask you what your thoughts and feelings are on this.
Good riddance. He's a piece of shit. I don't know if they're still writing down everything I say, but just in case, like his retirement ceremony is next Friday. He would have retired earlier, I think, but Tommy Tuberville or Tuberville, I don't know how you say his name, was holding up the confirmation vote on the new Joint Chief.
To
chairman.
fuck him over?
No, he was just. You know what? To be honest, I didn't really look into it.
Tommy Tuberville would have. Knowing Tommy Tuberville, my guess is he was doing it to fuck him over.
I don't really like the name Tommy either.
That's weird.
It's like Billy as an adult. William,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And if you're a cunt.
Unless you go by Uncle Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy is something else entirely.
Then I'm fine.
Although, you know, you can't apply normal human being rules to Walton Goggins. He's one of the best character actors of all time.
Yes.
Of all time. Like, think about the weird character, Uncle Baby Billy.
Yep.
Vice Principals wasn't a character actor. That's just who he is as a person.
Justified?
It's Justified. He was great. Obviously, The Shield. He was great.
Mm-hmm.
Sons of Anarchy. He played a tranny.
Yeah.
And he banged fucking that dude from Black Hawk Down.
Sure did.
You know what I mean? Very wide range and hips.
Yeah.
Go on, get now.
Go on, get now.
Get.
Uncle Baby Billy.
To be honest, I think Vice Principals is the funniest thing he's ever done.
Bible bonkers. He's great in Righteous Gemstones.
When he says, like, it's the second episode of season 1 of Vice Principals, where the lady is there and settled, and he says to Danny McBride's character, "I bet her breath smells like fucked buttholes."
Yep.
That is the funniest shit I've ever heard. I like it. I don't get got very often, but I was lying in bed watching TV at night. It was the first time I'd ever seen this show, and it was only like a couple months ago. I waited a long
Why
time.
did
Oh,
that
really?
show it never got the buzz it should have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I waited so long, but I finally watched it, and obviously, you know, I've had something to smoke at this point in the evening, and I laughed so hard that I had to go get a glass of water.
Wow.
because like I was a little raspy from smoking.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
So
It's a great show.
yeah.
Great show. I got all the hits over
They're
there.
not a sponsor, by the way.
I know they should be.
Neither is HBO. HBO should sponsor us, actually.
Well, they're going out of business here. They just canceled Winning Time. They're canceling every scripted show. It sucks. Winning Time was great. I was a big fan
I
of
felt
that.
the same way about Vinyl. I felt the same way about How to Make It in
I know.
America.
I know. I told there's kid they want to get out of scripted, dude. It sucks.
Nah, I think.
Well,
it's
the
such a
writer's
hot
strike
bar.
is going to be over by next week. So.
Well, but the force majeure is over, and so I think I said October, and
Yeah.
we're right around the corner here, kids.
Yeah, if you remember from last week's fake news, it's got to be over by not the end of next week, but anything beyond that would be cutting it close to have any fall programming at all, and then maybe even spring programming.
But then the problem is you still got the actors on strike. So you gotta
that's
figure
not
that
a big
out.
deal.
Yeah. We'll see.
At least when the writer's strike ends, at least they can bring back late night. Not that anybody watches that shit anyways,
No.
but they can at least bring that back. So it's something, you know what I mean?
I hope they all get canceled.
And you can do documentaries and stuff too.
Yeah.
With writers now where you don't need fucking actors. So
And the
there's
docs are
something.
great. The docs are great.
What's going to be the new Tiger King, I guess, is the question.
It's hidden. There's always something hidden.
How cool would it be if somebody did like a 6-part documentary on Hunter Biden, like a real one?
I'm sure they will after Joe dies in like an hour or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they'll
too
do it.
hard right now.
Whenever he falls down a flight of
Because you know
stairs.
he's got all this footage of him
the
doing
best.
for some reason he decided to document all of his criminal activity.
Because he wanted a 6-part doc on Netflix, I think.
All that's done. You can need the sit-down interviews though, what you intercut all that with. So
He'll
you gotta
do
get
it.
Hunter in one spot for
He'll do it. You pay him enough, he'll definitely do it
have some
here.
proxies on the side.
First story here is drunk stripper versus police this week. Let's go hard. Let's go fucking hard today, dude. Body cam footage captured the moments of an Ohio stripper after she calls a police officer handsome and tells him to tase her because she likes it kinky.
Not a crime.
Not a crime? Shouldn't be.
So far, now she was arrested for DUI.
Oh, was she?
And
Okay.
I think she was also driving someone's car, and the guys whose car it was had like multiple felony warrants for like assault and dealing drugs and shit. So, you know, I feel like the cop handled it pretty well. We saw this cop in I think it was Columbus last week. Do you see that one where the man and the woman came to this house?
Oh, yeah.
And somebody had tried to like pick up his 11-year-old daughter or some shit, one of the neighbors or something like that, and the guy called to report it, and they threatened to, oh no, I'm sorry, she sent pictures to him, and he reported it, and the cops came out, and the female cop threatened to arrest his 11-year-old daughter for making and distributing child pornography. That was her response to it.
Yeah. It was fucked.
So there's some good police and there's some shitty police.
Some shitty police.
Now this guy, so far as I could tell, is a good cop. We'll read some of the details in a minute. Let's play this video first.
Yeah, play the video, bub.
You don't me like that.
26 headquarters, it's a female. All right, step out.
A white
Step out.
female.
Get your
Okay.
leg in the car.
Listen, handsome man.
Get your leg in the car.
You feel some type of way because my leg ain't in the car?
Get your foot in the car. Just stop.
Can I take it off?
No, leave it
He's
on.
trying really hard not to
Leave
touch
it
her.
on. Grace, just stop.
You want to taste me?
No.
Do it.
Stay in the
I
blue
like
box.
It. I like it kinky.
Stay in the blue box, Grace.
Don't.
Stay in the blue box.
He knows her, I
Step
feel like.
back. Just stay in that blue box.
No.
Look.
Grace.
No.
Yes.
You don't want me here. You don't want me here. Stop trying to rape me.
Get in the
Don't
car.
put me in the car.
Holy
Don't
shit.
put me in the car. I wanna strip.
Stop
I
trying to
want
rape
the
me?
car.
That went from tase me, I'm into kinky shit to he's trying to rape me real
Yeah.
fast, didn't it? I got to be honest, I'm enjoying this.
Did she get tased? Was that the tasing noise, Bob? And then they put her in the back of that thing?
Oh, I
She
hope
wasn't
so.
tased.
She was not tased.
No, so let me see. Let me find this. Yeah. So Grace Spoonamore, she's 20 years old, was behind the wheel of a Buick Enclave. So she's classy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Buick,
the type of
like-
broad you're looking for.
Well, it's ironic because Tiger Woods Buick,
Yep.
and then that's exactly the kind of woman he was banging.
Yes.
This whole time. She's clearly on opiates. That's how people behave on
and that's how
opiates.
Buick owners
Yeah.
behave.
Excuse me. She allegedly struck a Chevrolet Cruze, which I'm not even sure what
Oh, I know what that is. CURZ. I know that thing, yeah.
It's named after Ted Cruz, I think, so it looks like a gay mortician. at an intersection in Brunswick and then took off. An officer witnessed the accident, according to the incident report. Officer Dominic DeMetal pulled her over April 30th near a car dealership and noted she had bloodshot, watery eyes and reeked of alcohol. The car was registered to a man with felony warrants for strong-arm assault of a family member and probation violation for cocaine possession. So after you saw the rest. I mean, there's nothing else to really say about this except for I feel like she's probably not a good stripper because her game wasn't very good. You know what I mean?
You know,
it was terse. It was pointed out of nowhere. You've got to build up to it. I need a little if you're gonna get me to let you out of jail, you're gonna have to fucking ease me into it. You know what I mean?
Bob, pull up this pic of her one time real quick. So just freeze frame. Yeah, that'll work right there. So with this though, if you're a cop, this is just my assumption, and you pull over a stripper and she offers you a beach or a quick HJ or something like that, I'm surprised more cops just don't turn off the body cam and they're like, all right, victimless crime here. I'm going to get a free beach. I'm going to go. I'm going to help her get home to where she needs to be, and then I'm going to go and live my life after that. That's what I always just assume.
Yeah, technically, I don't think that would be accepting a bribe because you're not getting anything. If anything, you're giving her some physical evidence.
Right. So who kind of cares if she's offering it, and that's the thing, and then you can get her back safely. Because look, a DUI, you're probably looking at $10K. And
yeah, she doesn't have.
Service.
Well, I mean, she'll make $10K in a couple of weeks at the fucking club, probably, or she'll just sell drugs and go to jail for that.
Depends on what part of Ohio.
Yeah. Or what more likely she'll say, you know what, I know a bunch of people at the club that sell drugs. I will rat them out if you let me off of this DUI. So keep an eye on this case. Is all I'm saying. If she gets off from this case, then she definitely was a rat.
Or she says, I got a bunch of girls that I could bring over to your house later, and we could have a fucking 8-way.
Never let them come to your own home.
Go to a hotel?
Yeah, preferably in another town.
Yeah, worried about them stealing?
No, not stealing. I mean, that's just stuff. I can get new stuff.
You just don't want them to know where you live.
I don't want them dropping by unexpectedly. You know what I mean? Like
Don't let them know where
You think
work.
she would show up again? Yeah,
You think she would show up again? Are you fucking kidding me?
She would definitely
driving a Buick Enclave of a guy who's fucking out like on probation for cocaine. Yeah. Chances of her showing up at your house unexpectedly, I would say, are pretty high.
80%.
Yeah.
This is how I thought Lauren Boebert should have turned out. Like, this
She
is the
would.
other
Well,
side of
look,
that
she
coin.
would. She would have.
If she hadn't been,
She would have.
If she hadn't been plucked out of poverty by an older man.
Yep.
And look, this is a lesson for older men. If you want to live in a better society, find 16-year-old women working in fast food and pluck them out of poverty and give them a real life.
Yep.
Because they will go to Congress. That's how it works.
They will run our country one day.
That's how it works,
And that's
man.
all you got to do is go down to your favorite Dairy Queen, BK, Wendy's,
Not one of those
McDonald's.
A&Ws, though. Those places are fucking trash.
Trash.
Do not
Absolute
go
trash.
there. The people are trash, and you're trash for going there. Do not
Exactly.
go there.
Exactly.
Although I do like the root beer.
Popeyes, you're not getting those employees either. These are you got to stick to the others.
Chick-fil-A, they won't come with you.
They sure won't.
They've been warned against it.
And they make more money than you.
Yeah, that's probably true.
They have a better life
I
already.
got a better life already, bro.
Like the average salary there is like $22 an hour.
Probably better health care.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But God bless this lady. I hope everything works out for her. Thoughts and prayers, emoji hands, prayer hands, all that stuff.
Well, maybe we should send her a free trial to the Hallow app.
So she can stay prayed up after she gets out.
Does the
Yeah,
Hallow
very
app
nice.
work for Protestants too, or is it just for Catholics?
Not sure. By the way, they're not a sponsor. I know we keep talking about
Bob,
it,
can
but
you look that up?
It's important for you to stay prayed up.
And then what's the prayer app for Protestants?
I think Mark Wahlberg owns it or owns part of it.
Certainly he does. And otherwise, he wouldn't talk about it.
I
Come on,
don't
man.
know. He stays prayed up. D'Anthony, like, what are we supposed to do?
There's no way that he's talking about something for free. I'll say that. By the way, a couple weeks ago when Marcos Luttrell was over at Jared's house, Marcus FaceTimed Wahlberg and showed him the gym.
Yes. And so Mark Wahlberg did. We
loved
did
it.
confirm that on the show. So, yeah, Mark Wahlberg did see the gym, and it was pretty. But the only thing I told Jared, I was like, dude, you spent 2 years on this for one phone call. Now it's over. There's nowhere to go from there. Once
Worth it.
Mark
Well,
Wahlberg,
Worth it.
Wahlberg's going to come down. And
he's going to come down and
yeah.
and work
then
out.
then
there,
you
but
tear it down and you move on to the next guy.
build out something else.
Right. I don't know who the next. Who's another. workout dummy.
I wouldn't go Schwarzenegger.
No, he's too old, man.
He's too old.
And also him coming to South Texas with all the Mexicans down here, somebody's getting pregnant.
Sure are.
We can't have that shit.
Yep. He's already got one. He's already got one kid who's been dipped in bean dip. So,
I think she was Guatemalan, technically. But
Was she?
What's the difference?
who cares? I don't care. Look, somebody wants to call me a dumb white round eye. I don't give a shit. You know.
Channing Tatum, maybe. But then you got to put a stripper pole in there.
We already know Channing Tatum. Like, yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, just for the gym decor. Yeah, I guess we already know him. Though.
I think I would go.
Who do we not know that's a fucking workout dummy in Hollywood?
I think you would go. I think you got to go somebody off the beaten trail, like maybe like a Liam Hemsworth or something like that to come down there. You know,
Or go bigger.
I feel bad for Liam Hemsworth. He's in love
Or
with
Chris.
Miley Cyrus.
no, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Chris is the better one, yeah.
Well, Chris is the good looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, they're both good looking.
I don't
Are
know. Liam looks like he looks a little doofy to me. Chris Hemsworth is a man.
He is.
Fucking
Yeah.
yeah. You could definitely get some stuff done with that guy.
Liam was just boning other chicks in their house and got caught on a ring cam. So
He was
that's why Miley
cheating on
out of
Miley.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, what a dummy.
Back in the game.
She seems like she'd be pretty fun to hang out with, to be honest.
She parties.
Yeah.
She fucking parties for sure. Next up, the Chicago mayor is a fucking communist. Chicago's Democrat
That's shocking,
mayor,
by the way.
Yeah, not
Shocking
Not
mayor.
shocking at all. Chicago's Democrat mayor wants to create city-run grocery stores to promote equitable access to food after half of the city's Walmarts and Whole Foods stores closed. We knew this was coming, right? Mayor Brandon Johnson announced a partnership with the Economic Security Project to open say the
Municipal?
word. There you go. Owned grocery store in Chicago. We'll be there. We can just stop in a bid to tackle many of the city's so-called food deserts, which you created, you dumb fuck. Johnson's new moves are set to help repair past harms that have contributed to purposeful disinvestment and exclusion and lack of food access in historically underserved communities. The Liberal mayor also said all Chicagoans, which is a fun thing. I didn't know that we were calling them that. Chicagoans?
Is it not Chicagoans or
Is it Chicagoans or Chicagoans?
Chicagoans.
Chicagoans. Chicagoans. I don't know what it's called, but I like all of the pronunciations, and you can use any of them.
What about
to our
Shirakis?
face this weekend? Oh, yeah, the Shirakis, dude.
Yeah, or
that's on the south
Shirakis
side.
if you want to go Italian with
Yeah.
it. Shiraki is a pretty good one, too.
So all of the Chicagoans deserve...
Am I supposed to bow every time you say that?
You should,
You're
yeah.
doing the Ace Ventura
Yes,
shit, right?
yes, I am. Yes, I am. Deserve to live near convenient, affordable, healthy grocery options. We know access to grocery stores is already a challenge for many residents, especially on the south and west sides. My administration is committed to having advanced, innovative, whole-of-government approaches to address these inequities. And I'm proud to work alongside partners to take this step in envisioning what this would look like in Chicago would look like.
This
in
is
these
so
grocery
communist
stores.
that I had to take my hat off because my head started to sweat.
I have never heard of our own government trying to control our food. Now, Bill
Well, the
Gates
government
was trying
directly
to.
hasn't before. Well, they do in some ways, right? Certainly the FDA does a bunch of stupid shit. But as far as stores and stuff like that, this is the same model that textile and steel mills back in the day used to use. The company store, as it was referred to, right? Spent my dollar on the company store, that whole fucking
Bullshit, yeah.
old bullshit. It's like this all does definitely seem kind of intentional, right? Like the city will allow lawlessness, so private businesses can't operate there, and then they fucking swoop in and provide. Oh, the government's gonna come fix it. Like, no, you guys literally rigged the market. It's almost like a real estate scam where you fucking trash all the buildings around to drive prices down, then buy it and revitalize everything with HUD securities and shit like that. This is a fucking scam to do communism in a major U.S. city. Like literal, not the way that some people say, oh, that's a bunch of commie bullshit. This is literal communism.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, this is what Russia does to their own people with food drops and all that
Well,
other bullshit. Well,
you know-
but I mean, look, with this, here's what the thing. I don't think this will ever go through. That's just my guess. I hope.
Oh
not,
no,
at least.
they don't. They can't fucking do anything.
They can't do anything.
Yeah, they can't get anything right. So they're not going to get this right.
But the wild part to me is if they actually did this. So let's say they built one of these grocery stores, with the government money and all that other shit. I guarantee you, if people started stealing from it,
immediately they're going to start stealing.
Immediately. But then you would be forced to have police there because they're going to lose fucking money. For now, they don't give a shit if private businesses are losing money. Fuck you guys. But if the city itself was losing money and everybody was stealing from them, there would be fucking wall-to-wall police in these goddamn.
Have you seen these new convenience store gas station combos that have no employees at them?
Yes.
Everything's just out.
How do you feel
and then
about
you just swipe your shit, whatever. I think some of the stands operate like the bar inside of your hotel room where it's weighted and it can tell what you're pulling out.
It does, yeah.
Stuff.
Yep.
So there's a video running around. I think it was on TikTok, but somebody posted it on Instagram of this black dude was like, you would never see this in the hood.
No.
Ever. Because
No.
they would steal all of this shit day one.
Because it's the
and
honor
shut this
system,
place down.
essentially. Yeah.
The Irish honor system.
So
is what Matt called it. And that's not a thing, by the way.
No.
But, it doesn't matter if forget about the communist bullshit just for a moment. It doesn't matter who owns or runs the store. The problem is there's no fucking safety. There's no police doing their jobs there or allowed to do their jobs in a lot of cases too. There's plenty of good cops in Chicago, probably on their way out to go somewhere else at this point, but they're still there. But it doesn't matter why do they think it's going to make a difference? Like, think about what this guy's saying. He's couching it in this empathetic language, like, oh, people deserve to not be in food deserts or whatever he said. Mm-hmm. People also deserve fucking safety from crime that you refuse to take care of. And one thing led to the other. It isn't like Walgreens is like, oh, you know what? Fuck black people. I'm out.
Yep.
Never happened. Never would happen because that's still money. These are capitalists. They don't operate that way. If there's $1 to be made, they will come there and exploit it, right? And the reason they're pulling out is because they're and look, they write like a fucking normal store like that will write something like $400,000. Well, for a Target or Walmart, $400,000 per year in spillage, like theft, breakage, shit like that. That means that in addition to their normal $400,000 loss, they're losing so much money that they can't even afford to keep the store open anymore. Mm-hmm. And you think that having government cheese at the store is somehow going to stop people from robbing you? How does that work exactly? It seems very delusional.
I think because the mayor controls the police budgets and all that stuff, if this were to happen and then people started stealing from it, I think it'd be wall-to-wall police, 1, 2. To go back to what you said earlier of how a lot of stores are trying to replace workers with this automated system where you lay everything down, swipe your credit card, and there's like a scanner above it, right? I was in Nashville airport.
Wait, so now all of our minimum wage employees are going to be government employees, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
You see the problem
100%.
there? You see the fucking problem there?
And then the other problem is with that exact scanner that you were talking about. So I'm in the Nashville airport 2 weeks ago. I put food and drink on there, whatever else, and big surprise, couldn't get it to operate, right?
Well,
technology isn't there yet.
That might be some user error on your part.
Not at all. Well. So I brought over, because here's where I'm going with this, right? And this will go back to what you said about the $400,000 and breakage and all that other stuff. The employees also know. So I bring over the worker and I said, hey, dude, I can't get this to work. They're swiping the things again, trying to get it to work. They can't get it to work. Finally, after like 5 minutes, he just looks at me and he goes, you know what? Take it. And I was like, are you sure, man? This is like $42 worth of shit. Because it rang up. And he goes, yeah, man, I mean, what are you going to do if they're trying to replace us and we can't just type in shit manually? Like, I mean, you got to have food and drink, right? And I go, yeah, I mean, I guess. It feels weird. But he goes, just take it. It's fine. So I took it, walked out. There was a dude behind me that was getting ready to check out. Same thing happened to him. Guy said the same thing. Just take it. I mean, this is all fucked all the way around here. And certainly the city of Chicago isn't going to figure it out. If a fucking airport can't figure it out, which is pretty goddamn safe anyways, you think the Chicago is going to figure it out of how to magically solve this problem?
Well, then there's the second, third order effects, right? People won't be able to. Taxes will have to go up to make this happen.
Yeah.
Markedly, they'll have to go up. And then people who work good jobs and pay taxes will leave the area.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just how it works. And they'll call it white flight, right?
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. This is basically white flight, but corporate is what he's doing right now. Like these evil corporations won't just let people rob them into poverty. You know what I mean? Or these white people don't want to stay in a place where they're paying exorbitant amount of taxes for shit bags that won't fucking work.
Yeah.
So white people leave it. This is white people, by the way. It's white people, Indians, black people, everybody.
Anybody
leaves.
who works hard
Yeah.
is fucking leaving because
Anybody
they
that
don't want
doesn't-
all of their money to go to these fucking idiots.
Especially now in an information economy, dude, where you don't have to be in a geographic location to do your job. They're not fucking staying. New York is not recovering. I don't know what you've been told, but New York City is not recovering from all the people that fucking moved elsewhere.
And neither is California. They're jacking up taxes as we speak to cover all these losses that they're going through right now.
They're trying, I mean, they're still trying to push that shit where if you leave California, you still have to pay them taxes for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Fuck off, dude. I'll take a shit in a Ziploc bag and mail it to your house, Gavin. How about that?
I would love to see
You can
that.
take my taxes out of that.
I would love to see you mail that. Do you just put a stamp on the outside of the Ziploc bag?
No, I've got a fucking seal, like the king of goddamn England, son, and I stamp it into the poo.
Oh, that's nice.
So he knows it's me, right?
Okay.
Or I'll write a big letter and shit on it, stamp it, and then fucking send it off. He goes, "Oh, this is legit from Dan Holloway."
Yeah. Oh, it smells like shit. Well,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you why it works. A lot of people have problems doing stuff like that, but I take thick Dukes.
sure do. I sure do.
Both the Duke itself and the product Thick Dukes.
When do you think that product will be available?
Well, so this is a good opportunity to say this. The BroBox is back working properly for the most part. There are half of our subscription people, the system was marking them wrong and either double charging them or not even sending them the product, not charging them or sending them the product at all. So that should be fixed in the next couple of days. And then October 1st, it should go back to normal. And then we're going to reopen the main site.
DrinkinBros.com?
Yeah. And then once we do that, I'll look into this because I've got to buy these things and then drop ship them from. I don't know if I'm going to do a drop ship from the white label company or if I'm going to send them to 9line and have them do it. I think
Thick Dukes.
It would kind of be funnier if I sent them to 9line.
Be great.
To be honest.
It'd be great, and if it just came with that, a nice little $1 add-on, like a sticker or whatever the price is going to be for Thick Dukes.
Well,
Have
it's
you
gonna be
thought
more
about
than-
how much you're going to charge for giving people really thick Dukes?
Yeah, so I'm looking. There's this fiber supplement. It's a gummy, right? Mm-hmm. It's a 12-ounce bottle. I'm just going to read it to you.
Sure.
It's a 12-ounce bottle. A serving size is 2 pieces, and there's 30, so it's like a half a month's worth. And I think that the unit cost is $13 for wholesale. It's $13.
Okay.
So I have to add shipping, and then I have to mark it up some amount to pay
Yeah.
for all the stuff. I don't really care about making money on this. This is just for goops,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping like $20
Okay.
for a bottle.
$19.99 for
Something
a bottle
like
of
that,
Thick Dukes.
yeah. $19.99, and it's going to have, I can...
We should do a Thick Duke of the month, too.
Can
where
I
we show somebody's shit live on air.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's a Patreon show, obviously, but we
Yeah.
can definitely do it. Bob, do you have... let me email you the files here.
Send it to Drinkin' Bros.
Yeah, as you're doing that, I'm going to read our first sponsor here, and that's ghostbed.com/drinking bros. 50% off the bundle package. Still going on. I did confirm, though, that
No, actually, it is back to 40%.
Shut up.
Yeah, someone is alive. It's back to 30-40.
Is there a sound that we can play to match the shocked expression on my face? Wow. I was hoping for better. What do we got? What else do we got there? What else do we got? Press something, anything. Even if it's wrong, press it. Press something. What do you think? What do you think, Delco? Press it! Press a button. Oh, boy.
It's not a great sound effect board.
No, it's not, dude.
Now, we need that other one that has like 16 different things on it.
Fuck
We can
yeah.
literally put whatever we want.
I know, dude.
Yeah, but there's only like 8 slots on there, right?
16.
like
Oh, there is
a
16?
ghost noise or like we need a Nick Nolte. God damn it! Just one of those buttons, dude, where it just says "God damn it."
Or Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yeah, a little nature nook. I'll do that. 40% off. You don't say. Fuck them. Wow, they're alive. Holy shit. Okay. Look, it's 40% off. So what are the mattresses then, Bob? Are those 40 too?
So 40% off bundle deal, 30% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros.
Shit. Get it while it's hot. You should have gotten it, you fucks. You should have gotten it. It's 40% off the bundle package now. I knew the deal would eventually go away. Man, the IT department lived.
There you go, Bob. I just emailed it to you.
Survived Ocean Gate. All right. Adjustable base and a mattress combined together, 40% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout over there. And I've had it for 4 years. Big fan of those guys. Love it. Love the adjustable base. I love the mattress. Now, if you want 30% off everything in the entire store, well, that's going to be promo code Drinkin' Bros, kids. All right? 30% off. Are they still getting 2 free pillows with a mattress now, Bob?
Luxury pillows, I believe.
Luxury pillows. Yeah. Look at that, Biden. That's Bidenomics, man. Man, come on, man. That's Bidenomics. Shit. Inflation's hurting everybody, dude. That's the story later on in the show. But wow, it's been a while. 30% off sheets, mattresses, pillows, weighted blankets, all of it. Still a great savings. It's just, it changed up on you. They switched it up, dog. When you check out, you're going to see a 3-year pay-as-you-go program, no interest as long as you have decent credit. Check that box, and all the deals we mentioned are still applicable with that, so you can still get the 40% off or the 30% off. Stretch it out over 3 years, and it's still a fuck ton of savings there. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros today. Get yourself a new bedroom set. Spread it out over 3 years.
Yeah, spread it out.
Yeah, spread it out, just like these thick dukes. Is that your official logo?
Yeah,
for it?
so the next story is actually called Toilet Cam.
Oh, it is? Okay, great.
So this plays. Throw that up there.
Let's see this.
This is the logo for Thick Dukes.
Big fan. Look at that.
I mean,
it's perfect.
It's just, I mean, how do you not buy that?
It's perfect. It's perfect. Thick Dukes, dude. Got to get those Dukes out of you, and they better be thick.
Now, this toilet cam situation is not about Dukes. Unfortunately, it's about an underage woman on a plane.
It's a bad story here. Toilet Cam is the name of it. The family of a 14-year-old girl who allegedly discovered an iPhone taped to the back of a toilet seat on a recent flight from Charlotte, North Carolina. You're going to Charlotte soon. To Boston, said they believe it was put there to record her by a member of the crew.
Now, how would they know specifically that it was put there to record her?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did they give her a bunch of free drinks or something? Or like,
well, for 14, it was a bunch of sodas.
Yeah, I don't know that, but definitely, if it was, it seems like it was probably based on the story that I read. It seems like it was probably a member of the crew.
Okay,
but the way they word it sounds like they're targeting her specifically.
Yeah, I don't really get
either
that.
way, it's fucked. I'm just saying.
It is.
Precision of language matters.
During the September 2nd American Airlines flight 1441, the girl was told by a male member of the crew to use the first class bathroom. Well, I guess you could guide somebody there if that's the case. That makes sense. The crew member entered just before the 14-year-old, told her that the seat was broken, but not to worry. Shit, dude.
See, if you're an adult human being, you shouldn't have a conversation with an underaged girl on her way to the toilet. Mm-hmm. I feel like just avert. Let's say she was wearing a clown costume.
Sure.
Wait until after she does whatever the fuck she's going to do in there, and then ask her afterwards. I feel like talking to her on the way to the toilet is suspicious right out of the gate.
Yeah, because
maybe it is.
Because the other part of this, it says that they re-entered the bathroom after she left. The family said in a written statement, after using the toilet, the girl realized that a largely obscured iPhone had been affixed to the back of the toilet seat, apparently to record her. She took a picture of this with her own phone before leaving the bathroom. There you go. Kids are fucking smart as shit.
They're smarter about tech than we are.
Goddamn right they are. Paul Llewellyn, which is a fun man, is a lawyer representing the family, said they've not yet filed a lawsuit. Come on, Paul.
I mean, they're obviously
just
going
say
to.
It's coming. Just say the lawsuit's on the way. You're good. Law enforcement officers met the plane at the gate after it landed. Holy shit. So the old Massachusetts there, the state police escorted a flight attendant off the flight. State police later deferred to the FBI as the primary investigating agency because the episode happened in the air where the FBI has jurisdiction.
Makes sense.
Yep. The FBI spokesperson declines comments via email. American Airlines said in a statement after the incident that the officials at the airline take this matter very seriously and are fully cooperating with law enforcement in their investigation, as safety and security are our highest priorities. Now,
I think this dude
will be a lawsuit.
Certainly there will be a lawsuit. He will probably be charged with a crime if any of this is accurate. The punishment for this has to be he gets dropped out of an airplane or something.
Yep.
I feel like we need to start getting very specific with punishments for things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you steal crab legs from the grocery store, right?
Like Jameis Winston.
And you have to fight live crabs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you have to be like barefoot and walk through live crabs. And
500 of them.
Just get snipped.
500 of them.
Little micro cuts and stuff like that. That would make people... I'll tell you this, it would narrow down the types of crime a lot. Because people would think about it first like, all right, I'm definitely going to do some crime today. I've made that decision.
Yeah.
I have to think about what the consequences are going to be. If it's just a fine or jail or something, people are just going to do what they're going to do. But if it's something weird, and I've always had this problem. This is the one problem with the Constitution that I have. The prohibition on cruel and unusual punishment. Cruel, fine, right? Whatever. Unusual seems like it would be a pretty fun time for everybody, you know.
I think so. I think
And
it would
there
be
have
fun.
been so many unusual punishments. There's that one judge that makes people wear a sign that says "I stole" and stand in front of the store. That technically is unconstitutional, isn't it?
I guess so, but
it's fucking funny.
So let's think about this from, let's see. The last time I saw somebody fall off a plane and die was Afghanistan, right? How high up do you have to be to where you would die? And then how high up would you like it to be for this guy? Like for me, I want to go 30,000 feet. I want to go the full 30. Or do you black out and then just kind of die after that? Like what happens to you at 30,000 feet? I wonder.
Well... I think, let me see if I got that.
Because you want a height where they're going to live through it and have to just see themselves fucking hit the ground. So maybe 30,000 is too high. I don't want him to black out in the sky. I want him to definitely feel like, oh shit, I'm definitely going to die.
Anything over 10,000 feet and you need oxygen, right?
Okay, so let's go under that then.
Yeah.
And then maybe 5,000 so that they've got to travel. You've jumped out of how many planes there? So at 5,000, how long would it take you to hit the ground?
At 5,000, I don't know, like 40 seconds maybe.
That's
but
fun.
At 30, I mean, you could just give them. So if you go above a certain altitude, I don't remember exactly what it is, but you have to be on oxygen for like 2 or 3 hours before, sometimes 4 hours before, if it's like a super high jump. At 30,000 feet, you're going to free fall for like 2.5 minutes. Ooh, that's a long time to think about what you've done.
Sure
you know what I mean?
I like that. I like that a lot. Somebody in the chat here is saying the Crickets are back here. Watch your 6 Homer can. So actually, we just got off the phone with the Cricket Police. They're coming today to do the whole studio and all that stuff. We figured out what it was. Texas hasn't had rain in, I don't know, 4 years or whatever.
It rained. Well, actually, it's supposed to rain today.
I know. And so here's what they said. They were like, hey, whenever there's a rain after a drought like this, all the crickets and shit get into the walls and come into the buildings and all that other stuff.
I think it was
you got to get it done like once a year for the crickets.
I think Bill Gates did this.
So do I.
Or I was talking to my barber about this yesterday. What are the chances that this is a biblical plague?
High.
I mean,
we've 60%.
We've been fucking around a lot lately. And I've been blaspheming almost every day.
We had the QAnon shaman on. We've had an FBI agent on. A lot of people are asking if we're on one of those lines. And
ley lines?
A ley line?
Yeah. If we're on a ley line and that's what's fucking up me reading some people's names and shit. Maybe. And I'm willing to entertain it.
If birds aren't real and they're government listening devices, what do we have to say about crickets? You know?
I'm not sure, but they're coming today, and they'll be here shortly. So luckily, we're going to get rid of this. I didn't know what it was. I didn't really understand. It's another fun Texas thing.
Yeah. Well, today's going to be Cricket 9/11.
Yes, it is.
So tomorrow, all the crickets will come together.
Like sure will.
Cricket
They'll be dead.
9/12.
We can see them on the fucking
Oh,
ground back here.
Yeah, I swept up like 30 of them in my fucking office.
Dude, it's wild, man.
Cricket 9/11. We should get T-shirts made for that. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is 9/22. So it's like double 9/11.
It sure is. That's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom, if you're watching. And also, I'm sorry if you had to watch the show. But
She shouldn't be. Well, she does, though.
I know.
She does it to herself. This has been going on for years.
I agree. That's what I told her. I was like, don't watch the show.
Jerry doesn't watch.
He does.
He knows better.
He does. He loves you. He loves you. But they'll be gone tomorrow, man. And yeah, homeboy on the phone was like, he goes, Drinkin' Bros? He goes, shit, I seen that sign from the highway. He's like, fuck, dude. All right, cool, man. We'll be there. What time are you guys off air? So he's coming right after the show is over today. So.
Speaking of that, I have, those really big skeletons, like the tall, like
the 12-footers?
I think it's bigger than 12 feet, I think.
Okay.
It's like fucking 20 feet.
You talking about the Home Depot 12-foot skeleton?
I'm thinking about bringing it here and having it point at the site. It's in my garage. I don't use it for anything. And Halloween's coming up. So what if I put it out in front and it's just pointing at the Drinkin'
Oh, that'd be
sign?
awesome. Yeah, do that.
I think we'll do that.
Do that for
I'll
sure.
make Joel do it. We're not paying for your hospital bills, Joel, when you fall down and break your neck.
No.
Speaking of that, I don't think the lights are on out there anymore. I think that was a separate bill, and they haven't figured out how to send it to us yet.
Okay, that's fun. It's probably going to the other building, but I don't care either.
Yeah.
We're not here at night, so I don't really give a shit. Next up, we got mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Going to the Notre Dame-Ohio State game. I took Ohio State minus 2.5.
Notre Dame.
Big surprise there. He's all in on Notre Dame. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit up to $1,000. I just made my bets for tonight, actually, and I've been on fire on fake news. I have not missed on fake news. I had a push, and that was about it. But otherwise, I've been on fire. So here's my bet for tonight. You guys know I like to watch the entire game, especially when it's a shitty team. Like the Giants, the only way I can get off on something like this and physically watch the whole goddamn thing is by betting both the team and the over. That way I'm forced to watch and I'm interested in it. Otherwise, if it's a blowout and they're up by 30, then I'm like, all right, I covered and I can go to bed. But no, I put myself through this. So here's what I did. I took a 6-point teaser tonight. My bookie's got a ton of great teasers over there. Took San Francisco 49ers at minus 4.5. And then I jacked up the under to 50 tonight. So as long as they don't go over 50, good to go. And then I need the Niners to win by 4.5 points tonight.
Well,
and we should be at the bar by the time this game starts. I would think.
We'll catch the second half.
Okay.
But yeah, so I got it at 9.5.
Yeah, that's the real spread.
And now it's 10.5.
Yeah, of course.
So,
it's going to keep going up. The Giants are terrible.
They're-
Saquon Barkley isn't playing tonight.
Yeah, they're bad. They've confirmed Barkley's out. I mean, this is going to be ugly.
I know.
I
don't even know if the Giants scored tonight.
I would look at I don't know if they have total turnovers for team, but I would look for props on sacks and turnovers.
Ton of prop bets on tonight's. I think 380 prop bets are on all these games. It's a blast. Put something on it.
And then
keep it on in the background. You got something to root for.
Do something with McCaffrey for yards. I don't know what they are, but I would look into that too.
Over a hundo.
They don't really deal with the run game that well.
He's going over a hundo tonight.
James Conner had 106 yards last week against them. What do you think fucking Christian McCaffrey's going to do?
160 tonight. Let's go. Let's go. You need it, too, to pay for all this shit here. Turn your love of sports into your new side hustle at mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit to $1,000. Next up, the Feds have paused the rate hikes. This one I was shocked by. The Federal Reserve left the main U.S. interest rate unchanged Wednesday, waiting to see if its historic series of rate hikes over the past 18 months gets inflation under control. Now, the central bank kept its main policy rate in the range of 5.25 to 5.50, citing an easing of economic conditions while also acknowledging that inflation is still higher than its 2% target. In a statement, the Fed said the economy is in solid shape, with job gains slowing and tighter credit conditions likely to slow economic activity and stem inflation. The Fed had raised interest rates at a historically fast pace in the last 18 months as it increased its main rates at 11 consecutive meetings from March last year until its meeting in July. I don't get this one at all. I'm happy that they're not jacking up rates again, but I don't see anything going down.
Prices haven't gone down yet, but this should be a trigger for them to go down. It should be the first start of prices going down, but that never happens, right?
It never happens, dude.
One of two things happen. One, it's just permanent inflation, right?
Yep.
And that is when companies raise the price of something and refuse to bring it back down. Gas companies have been doing this for years. You know what I mean? Then there's shrinkflation. We talked about it with Slick and Thick the other day. You go to the store, a 14-ounce bag of something changes to a 12-ounce bag, and then it costs $1 more.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But who knows, man? I mean, you got to be really careful about the language you use. If you remember correctly, the last 2.5 years, they've tried to redefine what inflation is, what constitutes recession, and all this other shit. Like it's a transitory.
Yeah.
The fuck, man. So don't just hear the word or phrase and believe what's going on. But there's also deflation, right? Where the currency bounces back, the economy bounces back. It's only happened twice in 60 years. Once was right after the housing crisis in 2009, and the other time was in 2015 when the CPI broke even, basically, so it didn't go up in a quarter.
There's also hoflation.
I don't know if that's relevant.
It is. It is. Look, hose have been very expensive recently, and it would be nice if those prices came down on our hose.
Has the price of a prostitute gone up during this whole thing?
Yeah. All of it.
Because I would hate to think that we're not passing on our savings.
We are.
To them.
We are.
No, I think it's we have to work 4 times harder now for a woman who's half as qualified as our grandma.
Probably. But serious question here. I found the timing of this odd. I mean, you're 13 months out from an election here. If they would have kept hiking rates, people would have been pissed off. But the other part is, what if the food prices and gas prices and all that stuff don't go down after this? That's a big gamble to take, too, within the year heading into an election. I would be very surprised by this.
You'd like to think that this manipulation of the market is intended to make the market stronger and not just for political reasons. But, I mean, come on, man. I mean, technically, the Fed doesn't report to the press. Like, the Fed chairman doesn't have to ask the president about this. They can just operate independently and raise and reduce rates and stuff like that. But come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Merrick Garland yesterday testifying, saying, I don't recall if I had a conversation with the president about charging Hunter Biden.
Yeah, that's one of the most pathetic testimonies I think I've ever seen. It was
fucking
insane. It was brutal. I almost felt bad for him until I remembered that he's a statist cunt piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking terrible human being. And they absolutely trashed him yesterday. The fucked up thing that I hate about it, because we had that FBI agent on the show yesterday. Bob, pull up that clip of Merrick Garland when he was asked about whether or not, it's on Twitter, it's all over Twitter. The fucked up thing that I hate about these things, and that FBI agent was able to shed some light on, was yesterday on the show, was that the wording and phrasing of what they're saying and how they're able to get away with the same answers over and over and over again is fucking insane. When I went and watched this last night with Merrick Garland, he used all the same words and phrases that fucking FBI agent said.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, I can't comment on that. It's under current investigation. I'd hate to jeopardize an investigation and everything else. And so play this clip here, Bob, from Merrick.
By the way, Gigi says she thinks, and Gigi's in the market, that rates will probably start to lower in March. I think she's right about that. That's when, so right around primary season.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you look, it also makes sense that it would happen then, right? Because
springtime is when people start to buy houses.
Spending starts to go back up, especially in the housing market around that time. Although new cars, mostly January, February, those are big for cars, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a weird market. But yeah, I think it makes sense economically that it would happen then, but it is also very pointed towards the goddamn primaries. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Play this clip from good old Merrick Garland here.
Had personal contact with anyone at FBI headquarters about the Hunter Biden investigation?
I don't recollect the answer to that question, but the FBI works for the Justice Department.
I don't recollect the answer to that question.
You don't recollect whether you've talked with anybody at FBI headquarters about an investigation of the president's son?
I don't believe that I did. I promised the Senate when I came before it for confirmation that I would leave Mr. Weiss in place and that I would not interfere with his investigation.
Okay,
I have kept that promise.
All right. Have you had personal contact with any?
I mean, it's so nuts, dude. It's so fucking nuts.
Yeah, and it's, you know,
that right there, just that one line, and I know why he asked it, because you can use that for perjury later on down the road if there's some interaction there, but I guess you'd have to find out how to prove it, or if a phone call was recorded.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you've got to be able to prove it. And also, I don't know how this works for members of the executive branch, appointed members of the executive branch. They don't get executive privilege. Only the office of the president does. But every private citizen has the right to not self-incriminate. You know what I mean? When they're under oath, even in front of Congress. I don't think you can be compelled to testify against yourself under any circumstances, right? So even if he was,
I think
Also,
here,
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, it's not a court of law, but it is sort of, right? Because you could be held in contempt, and you could be tried for perjury. Like you could be tried, you could be tried for perjury if you're lying under oath to Congress like that. I don't think you can be compelled. But I do think to not be compelled, you would need to invoke your Fifth Amendment.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Also, beyond just, it'd be even harder to prove he lied because he didn't say he didn't.
Yeah, he said, "I don't recall." That's the fucking
playbook, though. That's it.
Everybody does that.
Fuck, that was literally every
Clinton, right?
Clinton, fucking baseball player, you name it. Everybody, I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't recollect it. I don't fucking. It's all fucking bullshit, man. They brought up the Ray Epps thing yesterday. They brought up everything to this fucking guy. It's clearly a two-tier justice system, and I don't know how they're going to keep this going through the election, because we're getting closer and closer now to primaries. And like we said on the show before, they start in like February or March. And I think Super Tuesday, there's one of the trials scheduled after that. There's no fucking way you're going to be able to do a goddamn thing about any of these Trump things until then. Like, there's just no way. People would freak the fuck out. Now, this one, what was this called for? Do you know what he was doing there in the first place?
This is part of the deal that the Freedom Caucus made with McCarthy, was to drag all these assholes in front of committee hearings and stuff. That's one of the things. One of the 8, I think, provisions they had. We'll get into more of that later, because they're kind of blowing that shit up right now.
Yeah.
Well, McCarthy's blowing it up.
Interesting. Yeah, but to see this fucking bumbling dummy up there yesterday, all day just getting crushed by these people. We all know what the fuck's going on. One person even said it. He goes, "We all know what's going on." I mean, just fucking say it. Who cares? Obviously, he can't, and he's not going to, but yeah, fuck this guy. Jesus Christ. Merrick Garland. Next up, Saudi Arabia wants nukes. Sure. What's the worst that can happen? Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said in a U.S. television interview that his country was moving steadily closer to normalizing relations with Israel, and also warned that if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, we have to get one.
Sure, yeah. So this
I like his honesty.
Yeah, he says every day we get closer, meaning Saudi Arabia and Israel, which is true. And that all started with Biden's trying to take credit for it now, and CNN's like running articles on it. But Jared Kushner did that, right? The playbook,
a long time ago.
The playbook was exactly what I said it was. I told you this 3 years ago, that they were going to target all the wealthy and powerful countries in the Middle East and try to negotiate peace deals between them and Israel. This is all part of a globalist ploy. Think about what's happening here. Saudi Arabia is saying that they need to become a nuclear power to defend Israel.
Yeah.
Does anybody catch that?
What? Record scratch.
It's like the biggest record scratch of all time. We're talking about the people that fucking did 9/11.
Yep.
And now they need to have nukes because Iran which here's what he's saying. We need nukes because if Iran tries to nuke Israel, we need to nuke Iran.
Yeah.
And to be honest, fuck them.
Yeah.
Let it happen, man. I mean, I think we should send all 3 countries. Well, we already gave Israel the bomb. So just go ahead and give Iran and Saudi Arabia nukes.
Saudi Arabia's buying up everything we have, right? Soon they're going to own the PGA, and I think. Well, it's not just that. Like, if you talk to finance people, the Saudi Royal Fund owns. They have their fingers in as many pies as BlackRock, Vanguard, or State Street. They sure do,
like, and they're in big ways. They like the idea that Saudi Arabia is trying to tank our economy or anything like that, which people say like, oh, they're trying to drive gas prices up to tank our economy. Fuck no.
No.
They would lose maybe trillions in market space if they did that. They're so invested in our country the same way that China is. China's not trying to cripple our economy. They're trying to control it.
And that's why I don't think China would ever in a million years start a war, because we're buying all our shit from there. So yeah.
Well, they also need to be able to continue selling us fucking microprocessors so they can control our aircraft. The pilot of that F-35 said that it was weather that he punched out for. Weather. In an $80 million aircraft, he punched out because of weather. No, I know for an
in North Carolina?
Yeah, I know for an absolute, well, it was in South Carolina, but I think it crashed up there. But I know for an absolute fact, 100%, no questions, that autopilot took over. The guy couldn't disable autopilot, and he punched out because of that. That is an absolute fact. I don't give a shit what they say.
No,
that is directly from the DOD.
I completely agree. And as far as the Saudi Arabia thing is, with their ownership and putting their hands into everything all over the world at this point, they're just diversifying their bonds, son. And if they were jacking up, here's what I think long term for this. You want a fucking reverse election conspiracy here? I don't think they want Biden in. They definitely want Trump in there for this shit. So if they're going to try to fuck up gas for this next election and drive prices up to...
They might do that to make Biden look bad. Yeah.
Sure. And that would not surprise me whatsoever, because I think, going back to what you said about Jared Kushner and those guys, he was able to get all these deals done in the Middle East, these peace treaties and all this shit that nobody's been able to do for years over
because
there.
Because he used the carrot and not the stick. You know what I mean? Like Iran, you can't deal with.
No.
They're playing their own game, and to be honest, they're really dumb. Like, their government is really stupid, and they're just like a fucking knucklehead pup. It's like Russia and China are like, hey, you know what you should do is fucking, why don't you go fucking slap that guy? You know what I mean? That's what's going on there. They're fucking idiots in Iran. Saudi Arabia, they're not dumb.
No.
They know exactly what they're doing.
And all they give a shit is money. And then obviously throwing gay people off roofs and shit like that. But money is still number one to those guys. And I think, yeah, they definitely want Trump in there. They want to push all this other shit through. Trump will take the goddamn money because he's just running it like a business.
Austin in the chat says we should send Saudi Arabia some thick nukes.
Oh, thick nukes, dude. Yeah. Look at that.
Some warheads full of Duke.
Yeah. But I think this will definitely go down, and yeah, why wouldn't they? They're going to become too powerful. They've got too much money.
Who's the they in that statement?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
When you have that much money,
they're using it a lot more
efficiently
and effectively than China, in my opinion. China's like, it's very direct. You can tell now. OPEC is not just, there's 6 countries that are OPEC, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just Saudi Arabia, and that's how they're manipulating gas markets and shit like that. But that happens all the time. Having themselves heavily invested at a bunch of shit like that, one, it fucking makes them way more resilient as a country. Like, the United States should be doing that as well. We should have, instead of just sending money to Ukraine for free. Like, remember when we were like, oh, we're going to Iraq for oil. What fucking oil did we get?
Yeah.
It's like we went to Target and we bought everything except for the shit on our list, and we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. So we don't do that. We don't have these investment funds that own 30% of another country and shit like that. We gave the Panama Canal back, and it is one of the most wildly high revenue generating transportation lanes on Earth.
Yeah.
Like they've managed they make billions a year off of that. We just fucking print and spend money. We're fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think this will eventually go down, and yeah, man, Saudi Arabia is going to keep buying up more and more shit and owning more and more stuff. So yeah, that somebody will talk their way into something for this. And if you say it's Iran, well, we had to do it.
There's a couple of states in the U.S. that have a sovereign investment fund, but the country itself doesn't. It seems. Why wouldn't you? I don't understand it. But we don't do anything. So Norway is the biggest, actually. They have 1.1.
No shit.
They have 1.1 trillion in the market.
Okay.
That's what's known. 1.1 trillion. China's got 941 billion. Dubai has 697 bill. Kuwait's got 600 bill. Hong Kong's got 500 bill. Qatar's got 328 bill. We don't have shit.
We don't have anything.
We don't do anything. We're fucking dum-dums.
All we do is sit around and play with our toys from AdamandEve.com. All right, Bob, you can't show a dick. We're going to get age blocked here. We already are demonetized on YouTube, so I don't want to fucking hear it from anybody out there. We've never, I think, 4 months, we haven't made money on YouTube, so it doesn't really matter here. But what they will do is put an age restriction if we show a penis or a rubber vagina on the screen. So put up something else.
What about a butthole?
That is not that, because they've got a huge catalog over there.
Or a rubber fist. Find a rubber fist.
Yeah, rubber fist. The iron rubber fist. Or is it just an iron fist? That would be fun.
Man in the iron fist.
But when you go to adamandeve.com, it's a massive catalog. Now, what you're going to do is type in the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. You're going to get 50% off one item and free shipping. Just one item and free shipping over there. Choose wisely. It is the biggest catalog ever. They've got pocket pussies, dildos, butt plugs.
Hold on. What is this? The Butt
Swings.
Ranger?
They've got GIMP mask. They've got, what's the Butt Ranger?
Oh, it's the Butt Banger. I'm confused. I'm confused by this.
Show that fist that's clenched up like the meme, like the Arthur meme. Let's see that one. Bob, you just snapped out of it, dude.
No, I didn't.
We were just there, dude. We were having fun, and I saw some fists in the background, and now I don't see fists.
What are you? Oh, that's
There
not
it
the
is.
right one.
This is I type in fist. It's the only fist.
Man, there was one on the back page though. It was like an Arthur fist that was all clenched up. I want to see that
That's
one.
That's not how you fist, man. That's an inefficient fist. You go in like
Well, you got to go in like this,
Maybe
but
if you're a little
eventually
bitch.
you're in, with a full Arthur fist.
I think sometimes, and this is especially true with buttholes, you really got to set the tone. You know what I mean?
Well, we're not
gotta-
setting the tone
No,
like that chick who's running for Congress, though. You're not putting a finger in a butthole like it's a pumpkin.
No, not you. Got there's a rhythm to it, certainly. Right?
It's the rhythm of the night.
But you wanna show that butthole who's boss.
You sure do.
I think you like the.
Bob, we can't show the double. That's a double penetrated dildo. We can't show that on here.
For DP?
We don't show that on YouTube.
You can't show the senior and junior dildo.
No, you can't show two dicks going into two holes like that.
That's large and small
I'm
John.
sorry, yeah.
Large and small John, right there.
Two
See?
brothers.
I'm telling you. Do they have a fourth hole?
There it is. What's that fist right there?
There's no
That's
fist.
not a fist.
What
What
is
are
that?
you
That's
looking
the
at that?
butt banger.
I don't know what this
Oh
is.
no, we can't show that. Sorry, it's from this far away. It looked like a fist.
I don't know if we can or not.
I don't think we can. That looks like an asshole.
Someone
Now
explain
that
this
you've
to me.
zoomed in, that looks like an asshole.
Do they have any like rubber feet or anything that you
what
can
is
pound
that?
off onto?
What is that right there?
It's like someone doing the goat for all our audio listeners, but it's a toy, and I'm very confused by it.
But what is that? What's that lube? Is that lube down there?
He's got KY or whatever.
By the way, I found out what the fourth hole is.
Well, what is that?
So you know about the original three, right?
I sure do. I know about the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
What's the quattro?
Hold on, I got to pull up the definition here. Give me just a second.
Pull up the definition of the fourth hole.
Yeah, so
AdamandEve.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, 50% off one item and free shipping.
Fourth hole is a phenomenon where a woman has just the right amount of fat on her ass and thighs that when she stands upright, a fourth fuckable hole is created where the butt cheek and thigh meet. So it's like those really nice dumpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can slide in there, I guess. Although I don't know why. I mean, I guess you're going full Russell Brand at that point. You've run out of.
You've run out of things in
I just
life.
don't. I got to be honest, man. Vaginas are pretty nice.
Yeah. So are buttholes. I don't need to recreate something else.
It just seems like maybe you don't need to fuck. You don't need to fold somebody's leg in half and fuck that.
I agree, but
I disagree.
I'm not. Look, I'm not Russell Brand either. So like, I don't know what point in your life you get to wheelchair porn where you've got to have somebody who's under 150 pounds sit in a wheelchair and then roll over your boner just to come.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that life.
It just seems like, man,
yet.
That's like some people do this. I don't know if it's like an addictive personality or if they're just fucking boring. Well, a new song will come out. They'll just listen to that song on repeat and then until they're sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's same with food. They'll eat the same thing 3 or 4 times a week until they're sick of it. Why do that? You're ruining your life.
I don't know.
You're attacking me right now, Dan. I don't know. I feel like these are.
Well, I'm sure there's a pizza in the fridge, right? A margarita pizza from Stoney's.
I kind of want a pizza.
We're
You know why?
going to the airport.
You know why? Because I haven't had one in a while.
I haven't had one in a long time. A long time.
Fucking Cunts.
Yeah. Somebody was recommending there was a Jack in the Box next to the airport, and we get some of those Jack in the Box tacos. on the
Me,
way.
I was the one recommending it.
Was it you?
The last time we had him was in.
I do 15 shows a day. I have no idea, friend.
The last time we had him was in
No
L.A.
idea.
Remember when we were recording the audiobook?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
God
Tennessee.
damn.
Jared brought them, I think, in Tennessee. Someone brought them in Tennessee, and I carried
That was
bag around.
that was after. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Don't question the guy with autism, dude. He remembers everything.
Yeah, that was.
I've learned not to.
No, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because this is September, right? Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Jesse's here, by the way. So I said yet on the wheelchair porn because I don't know. You know, it depends on if we sell a Hard AF seltzer one day, how much that goes for. I don't know. I might ask you to sit in the wheelchair.
She looks scared right now. She's an HEB bag, and she looks very frightened.
She'll try things. Yeah.
My dad used to do that. He used to refer to my mom as his first, or he used to say that the kids were from his first wife. And they were like, "Oh, you were married before?" He goes, "No, she's my first wife."
Yeah.
He's
Did
like,
you call me first husband?
That's a pretty good dad joke.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's not
scary.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
My dad used to call me the milkman's son.
Sure.
Did he
Sure
sell milk?
Did he sell milk?
No, he did not.
Was he buying it?
It's weird, man.
Or was he giving it? Squirt, squirt. Next up, more money for Zelensky. Come on, dude. Bob, pop up that pic that I text you.
Yeah, he's in.
I was shocked to see Zelensky was fucking back today.
He's in Washington right now.
God damn it. He's
Begging
there
for
like
money.
as of an hour ago with Mitch McConnell
Yeah.
and Chuck Schumer.
Lecturing
both sides of the aisle.
Lecturing people on climate change and begging for money.
What did he say about climate change?
He's the worst panhandler of all time. Oh, he said that we're not doing enough to address climate change.
He can fuck right off.
I think we should have nuked Ukraine.
We're getting close.
Remember Speed? Shoot the hostage?
Yeah.
If we were like, hey, Russia's about to invade Ukraine, and we just drop a bomb on Ukraine.
Don't you think Trump
Like,
would
that's
get in
our
there?
bitch.
Don't you think Trump would get in there and be like, take the country, I don't care. I don't care about
think,
Ukraine.
I think we should shoot the hostage. I think we should invade Ukraine.
Why not
Yeah.
at this point?
What are they going to do about it? They won't even know
Nothing.
that it's an invasion until we're already there. Like,
Nope.
oh, our buddy showed up. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we've decided to change our relationship status.
Here were all those F-16s we promised you.
Yeah.
Whoops, they're ours. Play this video, Bob. What is this? Is this him walking in? Is he still in the little green outfit? Is he still doing that? Like he's...
Yeah, he's got the green T-shirt and tactical pants.
Oh,
no, he's
boy.
wearing a collared shirt. Wow.
Look at this,
Oh, but it is
dude.
green.
It is
It is
green.
OD green. This guy's never fucking fired a gun in his life.
He's still dressed... He's dressed better than Fetterman.
Look, McConnell's entire left side is paralyzed.
Oh, my
you see
God.
that? His arm isn't swinging. His fingers don't.
Look
move.
at these old, dead corpses just walking in with Zelensky.
Someone I know walked in, was a staffer for Chuck Schumer back in the day, and walked in on a meeting that Chuck Schumer and Anthony Weiner were having. Remember that guy?
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah,
Weiner,
yeah,
the
yeah.
guy that was sexting
Laptop.
16-year-olds and
Laptop
shit.
guy, yeah.
He walked in on a meeting with them, and they both had they were comparing dicks.
I heard Chuck Schumer's got a hog.
Live or pictures?
No, live.
They
live dicks.
they had their dicks out side by side, looking at him and laughing or something. That's
Yeah.
what he said. And he's a hardcore fucking leftist,
Erect or
not
soft?
a liberal leftist.
Really?
And he told me that. Yeah.
Was he laughing about it?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
So did I. So I enjoy shit like
Yeah, it is
that.
funny, yeah.
I don't really mind that.
I still don't know if it was
wanna
hard or
play-
not.
No, they weren't
No.
hard.
Okay.
That's
It was soft.
against the rules. You've
Yeah.
got to be soft somewhat.
You
or
got to go
chubbed
by
up.
Hollywood rules. Like the angle has to be below 30 degrees, 60 degrees. Yeah.
You gotta have a decent chub, just enough to win the competition.
Of course.
I don't know why he's here unless he's asking for more money, which he is. President Joe Biden is set to unveil a new $325 million military assistance package for Ukraine for fucking President Vladimir Zelensky. Come on, man. Is this what he's doing
Yeah.
here?
So at
more money?
So at present,
God damn it.
this aid package includes a second batch of cluster munitions, which we said we would never make or sell again or use. Right?
They were inhumane.
In addition to 155 millimeter howitzers. Let's see. The U.S. will send standard quote unquote unitary 155 shells in this package and provide Ukraine with additional Avenger short range air defense systems and Stinger missiles from Raytheon. So Raytheon's getting paid. That's what's really happening. So $325 million isn't going to Ukraine. It's going to Raytheon.
Raytheon, yeah, to make the shit to give to Ukraine.
And then,
Now, With
some
the
amount.
Avengers, does Marvel get a cut of that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they trademarked it.
Okay.
Or if you even can. You know what I mean? Avengers is pretty.
It'd be fun to see Tony Stark on one of those things. Mm-hmm. And I think it'd be more enjoyable before you died. But that's up to them. So in addition to these, they're getting Stinger missiles, some GMLRS rockets here, Javelin anti-tank missiles, and these are co-produced by Lockheed Martin. So they're going to get paid too.
It's a collab?
They're getting some as well. Here's a good thing to do. Is go to opensecrets.org and look up Raytheon.
What do we got?
Let's see.
How much donations they made to
Yeah.
the old Biden campaign?
Let's see if I can get like a full list because there's 3,700 different donations they've made.
Why not?
To, let's see, Jay Shadari. I mean, it's just hundreds of candidates, Republicans, Democrats, the Indiana House Republican Caucus for some reason. Like
Great.
not the state.
Pence, probably.
The state.
Yeah.
Like the state legislature of Indiana.
Pence,
Why would Raytheon
I think Pence
do
and
that?
Buttigieg, and then they wanted influence via them if you gave money to via everybody else. I mean, this all makes sense, seeing McConnell and fucking Schumer walking in together. My God, man. Just get these fucking people out of there. Forgive me for asking this, but isn't this exactly how we started the Taliban?
It is precisely how the
Didn't
Taliban.
we just give them a bunch of shit, and then
Yeah.
one day it just flipped?
Yeah. Well, So I think our contribution is actually going to go up now because Poland has officially cut theirs off. They're not giving anything else to Ukraine as of now.
Why would they?
Well, yeah, it's a fucking poor country, so I have no idea. But they let Ukraine know this week that they will not be sending them anything else. But it's not because they don't support the war necessarily. So pressure's been building for months over a ban on Ukrainian grain, initially put in place earlier this year by the EU to protect the livelihood of local farmers worried about being undercut by the low price of Ukrainian grain. Last week, the EU announced plans to suspend that rule, so they're going to just flood the market with Ukrainian grain. Now, Ukraine produces about 12% of the world's wheat already, and there have been problems primarily in Africa, which is not really known for having problems.
No, they've always been a great continent all the way around.
So Poland they've had in the same thing that happened up in the Nordic countries where their farmers are protesting, but this is for a different reason. In the Nordic countries, they were protesting over this green energy horse shit, or I'm sorry, clean or Green New Deal bullshit. In Poland, it was because they don't want the fucking market to get flooded and put all their farmers out of business and have people lose their homes and shit like that. So they had protests all summer long. Then they had an election and the right wing won. And now they're like, fuck Ukraine.
Yeah.
Which might be a precursor to what's going to happen in the United States next year. Because you got to think, I mean, if Trump gets elected in 24 and doesn't stop this shit with Ukraine, people will turn on him immediately.
Fuck yeah, they will.
Like he will be, and he'll have nothing. That'll be the end for him. He won't get shit done in his entire second, second tour in office.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get that one right, if he doesn't stop that shit. And it's going to be wildly unpopular amongst the political and donor class too. Like he's going to fucking upset some people. So don't be surprised if there's like 8 more indictments that come after the fact. They'll try to fucking get him out of there as soon as they can if that happens. And it's probably what is going to happen.
Man, you got to shut this shit down. Day one. Day one's just announced I'm cutting off all funding to Ukraine moving forward, and we're focusing on our own country.
Well, I'm glad we're sending Stingers and 155 rounds because that's exactly what we did in Afghanistan in the 80s. And they used the 155 rounds to make IEDs and used the Stingers to shoot our fucking helicopters down.
So perfect.
Yeah. It's just it's the exact same fucking thing, dude. But this time, they have literal Nazis.
And they're white. So that's it.
Yeah. But they have literal Nazis.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's better or worse than the Taliban, but it seems worse. I don't know.
Just for Europe, though, I would say probably it wasn't so great the last 2 times.
At least they're not circumcising women, I guess.
No, they're not. You know, is that what they're calling it? Circum ladies?
Yeah, it happens in Middle Eastern countries.
I know, but do they call it circumcision or something else?
Yeah, it's circumcision.
Is it really?
They cut the clitoris off,
Ah,
basically.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Either way, this fucking sucks. Both sides here, or whoever supports this fucking bullshit, get him out of there. McConnell, I don't know how that guy's alive. Chuck Schumer, how is he still alive? Pelosi, all of this. Can you just get in and fucking nuke out all these people and just clean house at this point for these fucking idiots? Does the president, because the president could, right, just veto this and not send the shit? Or does this have to be approved by Congress and Senate and the president?
It's got to be approved by Congress, sure, the appropriations, and the president has to sign it.
But if the president doesn't sign it, money doesn't go out, right?
Congress can override a veto with a supermajority, but that's not happening.
Okay. Fucking A, dude. Just seeing this fucking turd running around up there. Like, he's a fucking homie up there, you know? This is the only time I've seen both sides get together for somebody like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's like you and I are in an argument of some sort, but then our Coke dealer shows up.
Yeah.
We're like, oh.
Hey.
Sorry, bud.
Oh, we should call a little truce here. We've got some gator tails to pound down. Little nostril gospel to get to. Yeah, fuck this guy.
By the way, even if Trump got in, and I guess the Senate could or the Congress could probably supermajority it the other way, considering the Senate voted on a $40 billion aid package to Ukraine at 86-11.
I know, and that's the thing, man.
Yeah, but it's got to be passed by.
I'm looking for the House results, but the Senate is obviously 86-11.
The House is split.
The House is split right now. It's pretty close.
But they're going to get all 208 Dems, or I'm sorry, 206. Is it 206 Democrats? They'll get all of them. So they only need 12 more to get to 218.
Yeah.
To pass it. So it's possible, yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
But I mean that you would see so many people get primaried after that.
Oh yeah.
You
would think. I don't fucking know anymore, dude. I don't even fucking know anymore. Next up, we got the defense bill tanks here. The House on Thursday has voted down a rule that would have advanced Defense Department bill, another stumbling block for Speaker Kevin McCarthy and House Republican leadership ahead of a looming government shutdown deadline. The final votes, 216 and 212. Again, blocking the $826 billion defense appropriations bill from the floor. The loss comes after a similar vote failed on Tuesday. What does this all mean exactly? Are they trying to get higher budgets?
Yeah, this is for the defense budget for 24.
Okay.
And I think it's let's see, it's in the notes here, $826 billion.
Yep.
For defense, which is
that up? I would imagine here.
I think it's up a little bit. I think it was like 780 or something last year, something like that. Yeah. So there's the specific legislation is separate from the proposal to keep the government funded. These are two different things. But that's kind of the point. That's why the Freedom Caucus. It's one of the 8 things they did. One of the 8 line items I guess they wanted was individual bills, no omnibus bills, and they have to make it through the rules portion, like how it's going to be negotiated, I guess, once it gets out of committee.
Okay.
So it's like almost like the House's version of a cloture vote. You know how the Senate has an effective filibuster whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
You can get 60 votes. Kind of similar to that. So this is the third time House Republicans have bucked McCarthy. In like the last couple of months, this is usually just a pro forma step. Like it's just like something that you do. And McCarthy says that they just want to burn the place down. I don't know if he means Congress or the country or whatever. And he says,
I actually think he might be talking about the right, right?
No, yeah, he's talking about the right. Yeah. And he says, it's frustrating in the sense that I don't understand why anybody votes against bringing the idea and having the debate. Here's the problem. Once it goes to the floor like that, then he's going to team up with the fucking left and get it passed.
Yep.
This is how they block it. Mm-hmm. This is what Senate does this all the time. It's exactly how they block shit from coming to the floor. So it's pretty stock standard. And it's because that's the weapon they have to keep him from going back on his word, which he keeps doing. He's an asshole. He keeps pushing omnibus spending bills without any cuts. Like he said he was going to do. That was the agreement that he made with these guys. So opposition from hardliners on the right is become a big problem for him. And, we're getting close to the government shutdown. I'm hoping it does shut down.
What's the date? Do you know the date on it?
It's the end of the month.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Days of negotiations have yielded very few breakthroughs, if any, to be honest. And McCarthy's thin margin in the chamber means that in most votes, he can only lose 4 members without support from Democrats to get something passed. So if 4 Republicans say no and they don't get the Dems to make up for it, then they can shut down pretty much anything he puts up.
How much longer do you think he's Speaker of the House?
Well, as long as Ukraine is going, the RNC won't let him go. The DNC won't let him go.
As long as Ukraine is going? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
They could force a vote. The Republicans, the Freedom Caucus or whatever the fuck, they could force a vote now if they wanted to. I don't know who's the guy or gal or what the fuck. I mean, I think we should be.
He even taunted him the other day.
I think it should be Lauren Boebert.
Do it. Put Boebert in there?
She's single, by the way.
Yeah.
She's still single. That guy. I don't know if we've heard anything else on who that dude was. Bob, can you look up who
it was? It was a little fondle buddy. They went to a nice little play, and it was a little fondle buddy.
To go to Colorado and date Lauren Boebert for the show.
The man's been identified as Aspen, Colorado bar owner Quinn Gallagher. Gallagher is
any relation to the comedian?
No, but this is where things get awkward for Lauren Boebert. Gallagher is believed to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
And the bar he co-owns has hosted multiple drag shows.
Oh, yes, I did hear about this. Ironically, on TMZ, the drag queen came out and said something about what was going down and all that other stuff. So do you think that's what broke them up was, look, she was going to a play, a funsy little play in Colorado, was hoping to get her tits filled up and jack a dude off and vape. And then she found out he was a Democrat and into trans people and was just like, God damn it, man, I gotta get rid of this.
Here's some of these. So apparently they've been dating for months. And she's 36, he's 46. God, she still hasn't even graduated high school yet.
She sure hasn't.
Let's see. Gallagher and Boebert enjoy a date night. Boebert, who is 36. Gallagher is 46. He's got a 16-year-old daughter. So they may have gone. They may have gotten their GEDs together.
Hey,
you don't know.
I wonder if she's working at a Burger King too. The daughter.
Yeah. So he's. When did she get these bolt-ons? Are they recent?
It's recent, yes.
I wonder.
You have a divorce, and then you get some bolt-ons. You try to recreate a new life.
But how
what
recent?
You're doing is you're going out and saying, I don't have 4 kids.
According to this, they've been dating for months now, right?
Yeah. It doesn't take long anymore. 2 weeks, probably, tops.
I guess. It depends on the kind you get and if they need to be drained and stuff like that.
Talking about the bolt-ons?
Yeah.
No, you got to recover for those.
It's only a couple-week recovery.
Not just recovery, though. It's like they settle over the course of 3 to 6 months.
You can't lift your arms over your head for like 6 months?
Do you need that? Is that something you need to do in life?
Well, you don't want those scars to stretch.
If you're not playing in the WNBA, what the fuck does that matter, I guess? Hey, husband, dude, grab the pickles from the top shelf.
Yeah.
It's not like you're dunking from the free throw line.
But I thought, so the way that the media reported this the other day was that this was a first date. And then she found out, like she said she actually told somebody outside of, I think her office in Colorado that she should have been more careful to check the party affiliation of the guy she's dating. But that
seems like a first date question, right?
You would know that, especially if you're a fucking member of Congress.
Yes.
That it comes up, I'm sure. So she dated this dude for months knowing that he was a libtard doing fucking weird shit in his bar with drag queens and shit.
And I'm sure homeboy everybody knows who Boebert is on the goddamn planet. He was probably doing it to be like, dude, I'm fucking Boebert. It's hilarious. Let's have a good time. She's hot. She's got some new bolt-ons, and I'm getting jacked off in a play. Like, this is a great time in life. Let's just enjoy it. I'm 46. Who cares?
She's 36.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For him, it's a great time for him.
And a grandmother, I believe, right? Didn't one of her kids have a kid?
Yeah, I think I
believe so, yes.
Yeah, she's a grandmother, 36.
Lauren Boebert.
She's a young, beautiful grandmother. I saw her with tissues up her sleeve the other day and some Werthers in her pocket.
Yeah, so her son, who's 17, has a kid.
Yeah, good for him. 17 is when you really want to start, Just to ruin your life at 17. Yeah.
Maybe they're going to be one of those families where there's 5 generations alive at the same time.
I hope so.
I like that.
So do I. I want to see a card of it. I want a Christmas card of it. Send me all your tired and poor and weak.
Yeah. By the way, if you're out there and you're looking to date Lauren Boebert, do it. Probably fun.
Yes, I bet it's a blast.
Just don't listen to her talk or nothing because she's a fucking retard. But
yeah, but I mean,
she seems to have a pretty good sense of humor about the whole thing.
And she'll jack you off at a play. That's fun.
I'll give her that. I'm not a huge fan of her, but she does seem to have a pretty good sense of humor. If this had happened to like AOC or something, she would be calling everybody sexist and racist.
Right.
Lauren Boebert's just like, fucking jacked him off. What are you gonna do, man? Every now and again, you jack some dude off in a fucking public theater.
In a play, and that's what happens. Yeah, so. AOC's already got them heavy. She fucking upgraded here.
Yeah, well, she didn't upgrade man-wise. She's dating, like if the Richmond, north of Richmond was a fucking chud baby, that's what she's dating. Fucking gangly, fucking tub ginger piece of shit. That's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing to me when hot people are married to or dating uggos. I don't like that. Because the kids are going to be all fucked up. You're fucking your kid. Think about that before you go out there and cream pie an uggo, gentlemen. Think about what that baby's going to look like.
Yep.
You're fucking your kid over permanently.
Forever.
There's nothing to be done about that. You're going to have a fucking ugly-ass kid, and then that's just it.
And if you were ugly growing up, look at yourself in the mirror and think about how much you got picked on for being ugly, all the people you asked out, and all the rejection and all that other shit. And then say to yourself, do I really want to put another me, an uggo, out into the world?
Yeah, go adopt a hot baby. Go adopt a hot baby. There's plenty of hot babies for sale.
Modelbabies.com. It should be a thing. I don't know if it is.
I don't think so. Well, it might be a thing, but it's probably the FBI shows up if you.
Yeah, probably.
But at least use one of those websites where you can put both your pictures in.
Yeah.
And see if the baby's going to come out.
Mix it up. Yeah.
I feel like that should be technology by now. We should be able to know what a kid's going to look like.
CRISPR babies. We're there.
Well, no, I mean like the mix of two people's DNA, facial structure, and all that stuff, and how it's going to look after the fact. I figure if you took the result, like adult human faces, and then put those into an AI engine, and then put both the parents' faces in the AI engine as well, it should be able to figure out what combinations of what are going to look good.
It should be close. Yeah. I agree.
I don't know.
Next up, sponsor-wise, we got Manscaped, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to unleash the beach beast within you this summer with Manscaped. They're here to help you level up your beach game with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. They're going past waist deep in the grooming game, allowing you to shape your beard like a true beach babe. So this summer, let the beach balls bounce and turn heads all over the place. Visit manscaped.com, promo code Drinkin' Bros, 20% off and free shipping. All right, what do you get in this Beard Hedger Pro Kit? First of all, you get one guard. That's it. 20 hair cutting links, one guard. No more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. None of that bullshit. It's also waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and just have that hair go down the drain instead of into your sink. All right? It's also coming with beard shampoo, beard conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm. Plus, you're getting 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code DrinkinBros at Manscaped. The Manscaped Beard Hedger. One stroke, one guard, 20 links.
Speaking of trimming up your pubes.
Well, and beard. They got a pube trimmer. They got a beard trimmer. They got all of it. You know?
Who was it? Where is it? Neil Warden in the chat says, if a virgin scores in the fourth hole, does it count? So
no.
If
it's not a real hole.
If a woman has the back of her legs fucked, right? She's still a virgin technically, right?
Correct. And that was a thing. Like people do that in certain religions and things like that. So,
Well, there's a number of different things, right?
Yeah.
We all know about the Provo soak.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But there's an addition to the Provo soak. I don't know if there's a terminology for it, but it's where you're soaking And do you want to explain what that is for the audience?
You're not allowed to pump. Yeah,
You're in.
You're in, but you can't
move,
you can't move.
So then you have somebody on like a third party on the bed,
Jumping up and down,
and
yep.
down
Yep.
to make it. So you're not technically doing it. I'm
You're
not moving.
thrusting.
I'm not moving.
You're just soaking it.
Yeah. Then there's
soaking your penis.
Then there is what's it called? We looked it up one time where you fuck between the legs.
Yeah,
There's no penny.
and we talked about that. There was.
I think we talked about that with Bert Koontz.
We did, and there was it was a fraternity brother of mine was dating this girl.
Intercrural sex.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but there's a fucking funny name for it, Bob. I don't want to hear that shit.
No, Bob, I like the medical terms because I'm a doctor.
Slick legging, that's it. Yeah,
Slick legging?
Bill Schofield got it. Yeah, slick legging.
I've never heard that term in my life.
And then there's diamond backing. You familiar with this?
No.
That's where you only do anal because you still want to get that diamond ring.
No, that's great.
So you don't because women. This is common amongst religious ladies. So if you're an all anal kind of guy,
Sure.
right? Like that dude from Kids just wanted to fuck virgins, but
Yeah.
if you only like buttholes, you have to be a man of faith. Right? Because they're not going to accept you if you're not. So, it's just the way it is. And they feel like if they only get fucked in their butthole and not in their vagine, then technically they're still deserving of the white dress and the diamond.
I believe that too. I say it's okay.
I think it's important to at least have a standard and go by it, no matter what the standard
agree.
is.
I agree. But
Josh Haley says that's a poop hole loophole.
Big fan of that.
Which is nice.
The old poop hole loophole.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Sure is. Waiting to happen.
Ask me about my poop hole loophole. And it's a T-shirt that women wear at their bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of bride, that's fucking stupid.
It is. I saw one on the plane back from Nashville. I was like, dude, take off the bullshit. You're going home.
Yeah.
Last but not least here today, Rupert Murdoch has stepped down as chairman of Fox and News Corp here. Rupert Murdoch is stepping down as chairman of the board on both Fox Corp and News Corp as well. And the company said Thursday the move will be official in November, right around, 2 months from now, a month and a half from now. He's out of there. Murdoch is 92 years old and will be appointed chairman emeritus of each company. And his son, Lachlan Murdoch, will become sole chairman of both of these things. Now, he says our companies are in robust health, as am I. I mean, it seems like this was written in succession here, like from the fucking TV show word for word.
Yeah, well, those writers are all out of work right now, so they probably wrote this up for him.
This is identical. He says, we have every reason to be optimistic about the coming years. I certainly am and plan to be here to participate in them. But the battle for freedom of speech and ultimately the freedom of thought has never been more intense. Murdoch is stepping away from the boards after a tumultuous year at Fox, which he agreed to pay $787.5 million.
To himself. Excuse me.
There it
It was to themselves. Come on, man.
Or Dominion, as the paperwork says here over the claims.
I think we should have, let's have Tetherball sue Hard AF.
Yep.
And then we'll have Hard AF sue Drinkin Bros. Just for like $1, just to tie. We'll waste money. We won't have to pay any real lawyer fees because it's not real.
Yeah, the Drinker Bros won $1.
I'm sure there's a lawyer in the audience who will do that for free for us. Just
not for free.
Yeah,
you can find one pro, but no.
We'll do pro bono just for a goof. I'm sure we could find somebody. The Drinker Bros have been pretty good to us.
They have. They have. Very good to us. But here, look, man, Rupert Murdoch has been in this biz for 70 years now at this point. There was a long-standing rumor that some of the higher-ups at Fox, where he was, working, were leaking stories and storylines to Succession, the actual TV show on HBO, and that this family, the Murdoch family, was based on this. Well, the son won in this one, and the son didn't win in Succession. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it there. But even the wording of this article, the timing of it, the announcement, all this other shit has been identical to Succession throughout this.
Well, I mean, it was kind of based on it,
Yeah,
So
but
not
now,
shocking.
with everything that's happened here, this is, definitely, this is word for word what these motherfuckers were doing here. And he wrote a full notes, a letter to the employees and all that other stuff. and he just keeps talking about how healthy he is.
I don't.
The same way as Brian Cox did on Succession.
He's 92.
He's 92 years old.
And he's been in that position for 70 years.
70.
Most people don't live 70 years.
I know.
He's been doing the same job for that long, so that's impressive, I guess.
It is.
What's up with the kid? Is the kid competent?
So
I don't really know anything about that guy, to be honest.
TBD, right? Like he was, if we're comparing it to the actual TV show, he was the Kendall Roy.
Yeah, but he's probably not a drug addict or any of the other issues. We would know about it. The way the media goes after Fox, I'm pretty sure if this dude had some Hunter Biden shit going on, we would know.
Yeah. So the timing to me is very curious because, again, you're very close to an election. I know he's 92 years old, but you're very close to an election. Fox still has some viewers left, surprisingly, over there. But I think, all of traditional media is collapsing, and he's just probably getting out. I bet you the Sun sells this off for parts, kind of the same way the TV show ended in the end. Fox, part of it is already owned by Disney. Disney's trying to sell. It's a weird time in the media industry, and I think with him stepping down now, because this motherfucker didn't want to go anywhere, even at 92. I think with him stepping down now, this has more to say about the media industry itself and less to say about him wanting to retire. I think right now, getting out of here at this exact moment puts him off on a high note. As far as he's concerned and what his legacy is concerned, and then his son will just fuck this all up and it'll all collapse.
Well, maybe. I think he stayed around long enough to deal with some of the lawsuits so it didn't hit his kid, probably, right? That's a smart move to make. If you're going to golden parachute out, you can take some negative press. But you don't want the incoming guy to be saddled with bullshit right from the get-go.
Right.
So they cleared out the people at the network that they didn't want to deal with. Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
mostly.
exactly, yeah.
And then paid off Dominion or themselves, also known as Fox Corp,
right.
Or News Corp. Yeah.
But the thing with Tucker was the reasoning I heard behind the scenes in Hollywood was that the reason to get rid of him was it would make a sale more attractive. And I don't think Rupert, that is, not the kid, I don't think Rupert wanted to sell the company during his tenure there, of 90 years or whatever the fuck it is, 70 years. And I think by letting his son take over, getting out of there, this is my guess. This will probably be for sale then in the spring.
You think so?
I do.
I mean, do you think that this guy is going to exchange the power that he has as the CEO of News Corp for money? Because he's already rich, right? Like, how much more rich can you be? You can't buy power like that, I don't think. So I'm not sure that they're going to break it up.
Not sure.
I think it probably depends on how the relationship with Trump goes and then how this election
exactly
goes.
like the TV show.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the last thing to look out for here is there was a book that was written about the family and Rupert and all that shit that is supposed to come out. Apparently, it's supposed to be pretty juicy. We'll find out what happens with that. So maybe he got wind of some shit that was going to be in it and didn't want to face the embarrassment either of like a nice escape where, hey, I'm 92, I'm on a beach, leave me alone. I don't feel like talking about this anymore, and this is all untrue. Now he doesn't have to answer to the shareholders or any of those other fucking people.
Yeah, what responsibilities or fiduciary responsibilities, if any, does an emeritus have? Because an emeritus professor means technically you're still listed as a professor here, but you don't have a job.
You don't have a job,
It's
so
like
it's
being
just a
vice
bullshit
president
title. Yeah.
Of the states, not of a company. Yeah, I don't know why. That to me doesn't speak well of the transition. The fact that he gave himself the honorific title of CEO emeritus, you know what it reminds me of is when Jim and Michael Scott were fucking co-managers of the Scranton branch. It's like, all right, well, who exactly is in charge here?
Yeah,
that's weak shit.
Super fucking weak, but he's out of there. It was a long run. Good for him. Look, even staying relevant that long, holy shit. That'd be like us doing this show for 70 years.
That's not going to happen.
Well, neither of us are going to make it to 70, probably. I almost didn't make it 2 years ago, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but that's just weakness. I'll be fine.
We'll see, dude. We'll see. Now is the point of the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week. Look, we don't go to weddings. We don't do it. I know Delco is.
Well, you almost died the last time you did.
Sure did, dude. And it's just an inconvenience. All right, everybody's busy. I don't want to inconvenience anybody. I didn't invite anybody to my wedding except my family. That way, hey, dude, You do whatever you're doing this week and go to Notre Dame, Ohio State. Do all the fun things. All right? But we get invited to a ton, and if you do send us an invitation, we'll read it on air. However, we're not going to the wedding, and we love you guys. So this is the wedding of Tyler and Amy, Friday, October 13th, 2023. And they're doing this up in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I don't know where that's at. Delco, do you know where Quakertown is? Yeah. Is that Amish? Yeah, no. It's not?
Quaker and Amish are not the same thing, bud.
I don't fucking know, bro. I don't religion at all. Dude, do you even religion? No, I don't. But it was a nice card, and this was expensive and all this other stuff. So let's see here. What's on the back of this? This is always a tough one. This is Irish, Bob. The McGuigans. Are you familiar with that? McGuigans.
I'm not.
It's the McGuigans. I'm going to go Irish on
Why
that.
would Bob be familiar with that?
Bob knows anything Catholic or Irish, dude.
I don't think that's accurate.
And it was sent from Philadelphia here. So how far is Quakertown from? Close. Is it really? Yeah. Delco's saying it's close. All right. Well, cheers to you guys, and we wish you the best. Hope everything rocks. But we definitely can't go, and we love you. We want to say that on air. So we'll make you guys Drinkin' Bro and Broette of the week. Enjoy your wedded bliss in each other's bodies, minds, and spirits.
Looks like it's about an hour and a half northwest of Philly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
It's a little bit southeast of Allentown.
Allentown, PA, yeah.
They just got a lot of dumb names. I mean, it's the dumbest place in the world.
Yeah. What if Fetterman shows up to the wedding, you know?
We send him an invite.
The dress code's not going to matter.
It's got to be in crayon.
The dress code isn't going to matter for him, though, you know? I just learned that before they was showing on there. I didn't know that they passed a thing that you don't have to fucking wear a coat and tie anymore.
Yeah, he's wearing... I think he should get a sponsorship deal with Lululemon or something. You know what I mean?
That's the next step, right?
Yeah.
Just wear some jams up there.
I think that's the only way to go with it.
Yeah. And if Lululemon wants to hit us up, feel free. Feel free. We're all fans. All right, we're all fans over here. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
That dude's dead.
Is he?
No.
Okay. I think he is. Bob?
No. He got fired, but I don't think he's dead.
I think he's dead. He was the owner. I think he's the owner and he's dead. And I don't think the company's been the same ever since.
His name is George Zimmer.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's real close to Zimmerman.
Yeah. He is alive. He's 74 years old.
Shit, dude. I wonder if they'll bury him in a nice suit. Nailed it. Join us if you're in Notre Dame this weekend. We will be there for the Notre Dame Ohio State game. Ragin, we'll be there probably at noon on Saturday. Ragin doing a show for the people. Over the weekend, you can listen to it on Sunday night as usual. We're also going to the Cubs game tomorrow. I know it's sold out, but if you're
going to be there, hit us up.
We're there. We're right behind the Cubs dugout. I forget the exact section there, but it will be easy to find. I can promise you that. It's a day game, so you can come and drink with us if you want, but we will be at Wrigley Field tomorrow for that game. Notre Dame versus Ohio State in the stadium lot that we showed you earlier. Just rewind the video on YouTube there to find the location. And go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News.